Look at this prosperity oil, guys. We have made our own version of prosperity oil. Show them, shake it, shake it, girl, shake it, shake it like a Polaroid picture. Let's see. Ooh,
this is so beautiful. It looks golden.
Beautiful, right? Filled with herbs, filled with prosperity. All right, guys, let's go. Hey guys, welcome to Three Hoodoo Sisters. As you guys see, I've been popping out these videos. Like, I've been popping them out like babies, y'all. But that's just what I've been doing, you know, trying to bring you guys this information. Today is going to be on my homegirl, Maxine Waters. And I really love her, and I really want to play the that video where she says the FBI is completely whatever, blah 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 blah, and then she walks away. I just think that's absolutely classic. So I wanted to figure out what has made her into the woman who she is, and how she's gonna go after the actual Trump administration, because I'm telling y'all right now she is, and there's actual Republicans on her side. So she's not doing this alone, y'all. It's a lot of long meetings, secret meetings. I almost feel like she can't even really talk on her phone. Like, it's some serious stuff. So there's also some paranoia too, where she is worried about her well-being and the well-being of her family. So she is taking precautions and things of that sort. So why don't we find out a little bit about Maxine Waters. I haven't read about her because I kind of wanted Spirit to kind of lead me to see the type of person that she is. First of all, she is most definitely, she's not here to play. Like, she's always had that personality. She's the type of person, even though she's your friend, I feel like she'll give you a verbal warning and then she'll fire you. like she's not very, she doesn't like games. She doesn't have too much time for games. Like, she's big on, you know, showing up early and leaving late. She has a very good work ethic. So she's not here to play. So she is that person who will fire you with love, you know, if you're not doing your job. You know, she feels that you should leave your personal life at home and that you should, you know, come to work. So she's not that, you know, oh, you know, Auntie Maxine. She is, but she has a very firm hand. Or else Spirit is saying she wouldn't have made it this far if she wasn't firm. Okay, her ancestors brought her to where she is now. Okay, God and her ancestors. She worked hard. She even took some major, Spirit is saying she took some major step backs even in her life, where she was like, there was a time, almost a time period, where she was in a very dark place, and she worked her way out of it, worked her way out of debt, worked her way out of actually a lot of stuff. So why don't we see what is going on? Why don't we see her childhood? Maxine Waters, Maxine Waters, Maxine Waters, Maxine Waters. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. And for those asking what tarot deck I'm reading, I think it's the Robin Wood or the Robin Hood Tarot, something like that. So what was her childhood like? She wasn't expected. Of course, a lot of us are not expected when we're born, but she wasn't really expected. I think she came into her mother and father's life during a very deep, there was a lot of issues when she was born. So something about her birth is very sketchy, or if she's the actual daughter of such and such. So there was rumors of her mother actually comes from a large family. Her father, he was a very hard working man. He worked with his hands. He was in some type of like carpentry or manual labor, but it almost feels like he worked on like buildings or something of that actual sort. So she wasn't expected. Her dad had some type of problem with alcohol or had problems with substance abuse. Like he was, what is going on with everybody's dads in these readings? He wasn't very, I don't know. There's something about the legitimacy, I'm trying to say it right, if this was her legitimate father. It's something about her mother having to really like defend her and to like make sure that she was okay. You know, her mom wasn't a saint. Like her mother was not a saint. I feel like her mother did have some issues, but was very like, her mother had a mouth. Her mother was very outspoken. Her mother loved to laugh. Her mother loved to have a drink. You know, her mother really enjoyed life and things of that actual sort. So actually in this reading, her mother is actually one of the strongest figures in her life. But Spirit is also speaking in terms of her grandmother playing a huge role in her life also, or being around her grandmother a lot. Her grandmother kind of balancing out, her mother being more on the open side and her grandmother being more conservative and teaching her how to cook, how to clean, how to be a good woman. I really feel like Maxine has the mouth of her mother, but has the lady like of her her grandmother. Underneath my nails is dirty, y'all, sorry. But her dad, I don't know, he just fell off the scene. And she was motivated in some way. When she got as a teenager, she really tried to get to know him or to build some type of, around 13, 14, but his energy feels shifty. Yeah, her mom was off the chain, y'all. Her mom was off the chain. She did have a stepdad though, or somebody who was he was all right. I don't think she was crazy about him, but those are her early years. And why don't we see I think she had a sibling who passed away early, or somebody who was very close who passed away early, and that kind of traumatized her as a child. So somebody died. Let me go and ask about her, more about her dad. Can you tell me more about Maxine Moore Waters' dad? Maxine Moore Waters' dad. Maxine Moore Waters' dad. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Spirit is saying that her dad, it was just too much. It was like Maxine's mother was just too much. It's like he didn't want to be all around that drama. So he left, or he kind of came in and out. He remarried guys, he remarried another woman. So something about her drinking, or her mother's drinking, and him not really wanting to be there, and him moving on. But there were moments I'm feeling of actual happiness before he left or before he wasn't there. He really did try to build a family life or some type of stability before he left her mother. Something about Maxine's mother is really off. And I feel like the dad is more mentally stable, but in the beginning he really did try, and they did have you know, other kids. I think Maxine has a brother or like a little sister. It's something about her. One of her siblings died. Somebody died. They did have more than one child. I am seeing that. I'm most definitely seeing a boy. I'm not sure she has other sisters, but the brother may be who she's really close to. So he tried, but some ain't right about the mother. He tried. He had really good intentions, but I feel like, guys, he moved on. He moved on. Like, something about her mother is like all over the place with that. Why don't we see what's going on with her mother? And if her parents were married for a while, her dad went through a lot, because something is not right with her mother. So why don't we look at Maxine Waters' mother, okay? Let's take a look at her mom. Maxine Moore Waters. I'm staring at her name. Maxine Moore Waters' mom. Maxine Moore Waters' mom. Maxine Moore Waters' mom. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Her mother had issues. Like, her mother had mental issues or drinking. It's something where she had, you know, issues. But her mother worked, though. Her mother worked. And her mother, that divorce from her dad, or that separation from Maxine's dad, really put her in a very dark place. She had to work really hard to kind of like get herself out of that situation, especially mentally breaking herself. Something broke in her mother mentally. I don't think it was all right in the beginning, but I still feel like there's doubt if that was her actual biological father. It's a lot. It's some tea, y'all. It's some tea. She most definitely relied on her husband, but she worked also. They worked together too. It's something that they did together too to make money. She had a very difficult, Maxine's mother had a very weird relationship with her own mother. Her own mother felt like she lacked a certain type of discipline, almost like not being a lady. So this is where you see Maxine's grandmother kind of coming in and things of that actual sort. And the father kind of like, ugh. It's so weird. It's weird. He moved on. He moved on, and she just kept acting weird. Like, that's the best way I can say it. But Maxine loves her mother. Like, even though her mother is very flawed, she still loves and like respects her mother. Okay, why don't we talk about Maxine's like you know, teenage years. Something about a baby. I think Maxine had kids early. I think she started having kids very early. I know she has kids, but I don't know how old her kids are. But she started having children very early on. Very early, kind of like struggling with her grandmother's image of what a woman should be, and then her mother's, which was more, her grandmother did not play about school. No ma'am. No ma'am. like you going to school. Like her grandmother is big. Okay? So let's ask about her early years, like maybe like, well, the cards are flying out, so I might as well stop here. Let me see. Very early, y'all. She had to really, she was coming out of some crazy situation. She grew up in her early years, a lot of drama, a lot of chaos, a lot of things not necessarily being as stable as she thinks it would be. I'm feeling like she was in a real crazy relationship very early on, very young. You know, not a very good marriage at all. You know, very bad, because they're really speaking about her first marriage. Like that marriage taught her a lot. That marriage made her stronger. That marriage made her find herself. That marriage made her find her path. So it's very interesting how your pain will actually lead you to your truth. So guys, for you guys that are going through a lot of hardships, know that your hardships are lessons, and you either learn or you're going to keep having to repeat the same thing. Something about this empowered her. But there was a lot of, I just feel a lot of drama. Yeah. A relationship that, you know, ended all of a sudden. Not having access to a lot of like resources. Having to like decide how she's going to take care of herself. I see one child. I see one, so she probably had one child. I feel it's a boy. And she like decided it just wasn't worth her time. So by her early 20s is when she was like, you know what? Screw this. Screw this. She was like, I'm going to school. I'm going to empower myself. Something about her also reconnecting with her father, or trying to find help with her father. I also think like Maxine used to be on like social services, like welfare or something to help women. And I think that's why her story is kind of like, you know, amazing, because she kind of took a very crazy situation and flipped her life, flipped her. That's why she's such a big advocate for those who we feel are like at the bottom. And that's why she's a Democrat, because she sees how you can go from nothing to something with whatever programs actually helped her to become the woman that she is. This is when she started getting more into politics. Actually, she went to school. I feel like she studied something like education, but then it feels very administrative. So by then she was like, screw this, you know, this whole like love thing is not working out for me. You know, a very abusive relationship. Not very good. Not very good at all. So let's talk about what's going on now with the whole Trump administration. What's Maxine Waters, Donald Trump? Maxine Waters, Donald Trump. Maxine Waters, Donald Trump. Maxine Waters, Donald Trump. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop, y'all. Hey. Maxine is staying strong, but she's actually scared, like, for her life. Like, she's pretending to be strong, but she has a very high level of, like, paranoia. Like, she wants, like, I feel people check her car, her cell phone. It's like she's trying to make sure that she's okay. She's very much aware that she has a long battle ahead of her. But in her mind, she's like, who cares? I've been through so many battles in my life. Now I understand why she called herself a strong black woman, because she's gone through a lot. Like, just by staring at the cards and kind of jumping around, she's been through a lot, and she made it out of it. Okay, so let's see what's going on with Donald Trump. Donald Trump did something where he cut all forms of communication. I feel like there was some type of communication between her and his party. Now I feel as if he's completely cut her off, and I feel as if he's gonna use whatever he can use to block her. So that's what he's really doing right now. But what Maxine is really doing now, she's really rallying. She's trying to get people together. So she's trying to get people together to fight Donald Trump. And I see her, it's almost at a gridlock. It's like Donald Trump is winning and she's winning. It's like it's gridlock. It's gridlocked. So she's waiting for him to really fuck up. And there's a lot of people behind her too. There's even like Republicans like behind her, and we all know it's politics. They don't want to lose their seats in the midterm elections, so they're kind of like secretly, you know, behind her back. I said behind her back. They got her back. Donald Trump sees her as a joke. But the funny thing is, y'all, she's not. Maxine is not a joke. Like, Maxine is like, you can laugh. I have control of my feelings and my emotions, but you don't. It's funny because they're both water signs, or they're both like water. But Maxine holds, like, you can tell when she's mad, but she's also very good at holding in how she feels. But Donald Trump is not. She's like, you're gonna let your feelings and your emotions get you fucked up, and I'm just waiting. She's gonna catch him on like something like bad judgment with like making a lot of like decisions and like money and how to spend money and prioritize money, and she's gonna catch him. We all think it's on one thing, but it's funny. Maxine is gonna help get him impeached, or bring the impeachment forward with how he's handling money. It's something dealing with money, or how resources are being handled, or how money is being exchanged. So something illegal is being done. Donald Trump feels like he has control over the situation. Maxine is like, oh, look, I mean, you got it right now, but I'm just waiting. She's literally like a lion who's waiting on her prey to, you know, come close enough to just like capture it. So she's like, okay, cool, we can play this game, but you gonna fuck up because you're too emotional. She knows that Donald Trump's emotions and his ego is what is going to kill him. So she's like, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Once he fucks up, y'all, she's making moves. So it's not just her, it's a whole bunch of people. So but Donald Trump thinks she's a joke. But from what I'm seeing, she ain't a joke. He doesn't think she has any power. But she's gathering up her people. She's gathering up her people. So he's like, man, that old woman, she ain't about to do nothing. But nope, she's actually gathering up people. It's like, you should be taking this a little bit seriously, Donald Trump. She's gonna expose corruption. She's gonna, y'all, she's gonna expose corruption, not ballot spending. We think it's on wars and all this other stuff. Nah, she's gonna expose. Y'all, this is gonna be interesting. We're gonna see this develop a lot in the actual fall. Maxine is almost at a point where she's willing to sacrifice her career.